Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and what we try to do here on the channel is either repair videos, you know, business, becoming a better person. But today I want to concentrate on probably the biggest aspect of this career, this job, is how well you're selling yourself. Are you selling yourself too short? So stay tuned. Alright, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. Normally we do Monday through Friday, the weekday show. And then I do some educational videos. And I do videos like I'm doing right now to try to help you get what you want in the end. Some of the biggest things that I see that when I see a business fail, a small engine repair shop fail, is they're selling themselves too short. And what do I mean by that? They're trying to concentrate more on customers than they are on making a profit. And making a profit has got to be, at the end of the day, your top goal. You want to have great customer service, you want to have great customers, you want to have a steady flow of work. We all do. But you need to pick and choose those customers, all right? And this is just one part of not selling yourself short. And that is the idea in your head that you can't turn away anybody because you need the business, you need the work. And I'm telling you, yes, you can. There's certain customers out there that you might as well just give this sign because they're cursed. And those customers, good chances are, the other shops already know them because of the type of person that wear out their welcome and they're kicked out and told not to come back. And now they're on your doorstep. And now you're trying to deal with them. That's why one of the things that I also say in my prior videos, when getting into any business in the area, take a drive. Go find the other ones in the area that are doing the same thing as you. Introduce yourself. Become friends with them. Let them know I'm here for you if you need anything. Whether it be technical advice, a tool that you may be lacking, whatever. And a lot of people say, well, you can't be friends with your competition. Yes, you can. Because by doing so, you create a network where they start to share information with you. And in this area, when it came to small engine repair, everybody kind of stayed away from each other until I come on the scene. And I just said, all right, now we're stocking a lot of inventory. We're pushing a lot of parts. I need to get in and need to know what my competitors are doing. And my approach was to make them friends. That there's plenty of work to be had. And each shop has their own specialties. Like some shops, they want to do like 90 to 95% warranty. And that's great. In my shop, we don't. And you're looking at me, right? Because what ends up happening is 95% or higher that's been coming through the shop for years. The customer wants it warranted, but it's a non-warranted part. And other shops are willing to look away and file it because it's guaranteed income, right? The manufacturer is going to pay you to do the work on it. But I I come into this with being honest with myself, with my customers, and with the people I deal with. That means that how can I lie to a warranty manufacturer and tell them that this should be warranted when it's totally not? And I can give you an example. Tractor Supply last week, they got a hold of me. Actually, they cornered me in the store. And they said, well, we have a Cub Cadet. Are you still a warranty shop for them? And I said, we are, yep. But I can tell you right now, it's probably not warranty, but go ahead. So she went on to tell me that they had just sold this brand new Cub Cadet rider to one of their customers. And what they found out about the customer was they were doing residential lawn care. So they were doing a commercial on a cheaper built homeowner's lawnmower. I can tell you right now, if you're going to be running a landscape business or, you need to step up and buy top of the line. You can't, I know, you can't buy the homeowner series because they're not going to hold up. They're going to start having problems. Well, this guy ended up buying the Cub Cadet Zero Turn, and he's from quite a ways away, but is sitting in Canton where he does a lot of residential around the colleges. And within the first month, the PTO clutch quit working. And he got a hold of Tractor Supply and told him, look, this is what's going on, I need it fixed. And as I explained to the manager of that store, look, in your warranty owner's manual, you flip open and there's a page in there that's slid in. It says, if you have any problems with this unit, do not take it back to the store. Call this 1-800 number and we will connect you to the closest warranty shop in your area. So what does the customer do? Takes it back to the store and demands they get it fixed and quick because he's losing money on not being able to mow commercial landscaping, lawn care. Don't make it my problem. Because what the store manager was telling me is that the higher up, the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. And stepping back to picking and choosing who you have for a customer, these people have learned the louder they get, the more obnoxious they get their way in the end. And with Tractor Supply, you could physically take it back to their store and demand a replacement, a new one. And if you don't do it as a manager in that store and that person calls corporate, they will end up giving in the lawnmower. What is that teaching? But we don't want that kind of customer coming to our shop. And why don't we? Because it's always going to be somebody else's fault. It's not going to be their own. They're going to be using it for something that it wasn't meant to be used by. And they've been taught in the past that the louder they are and the more obnoxious they are, the more you're just willing to say, okay, I'll cut the bill down. No, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you need to make profit. And if you can't make a profit at the end of the day, then you're not going to be in business long. Next, if you're running a business or repair shop, then you have to set into place a way of doing certain things, okay? And one of the things that is a no-no here at my shop is customers do not bring parts to me. They don't. And there's two reasons. One, normally the parts that they bring you is incorrect to start with. So you end up having to order the right parts for them anyways. And second, in order to make money in a repair business, you're trying to make money on labor and you're trying to make money on marking up the parts. And if you give in and allow customers to start bringing stuff into you, then your part of your revenue stream is going to get hit, right? So you need to make your mind right off the bat. Do I or do I not allow customers to bring the parts to you? In this shop, we tried it, it sucked, it failed, and it put us back where we were waiting on the correct parts because I thought that they were bringing the right parts. And the thing is I've said this before, is when you go to eBay and Amazon, you're going to see some really cheap prices on carburetors, rebuild kits, and all that. But what I also can tell you is that most of the time that they're trying to say it works for this, or this, or this, it doesn't. And they're hinging on you thinking that you got something more wrong than just the carburetor, let's say on a weed trimmer. No, they sent you the wrong carburetor. You bought the wrong carburetor for that. Now, had you left it to me, we'd already had that unit fixed. And yes, you would have paid a little bit more money than you would have on eBay. But where are you now? Here's a handful of parts that you brought to me that are of no value to me. I cannot use them somewhere else. You need to figure out how to get your money back. So don't undersell yourself when it comes to parts. Have something in place. I don't care if you post it on the wall so the customers can see it. Customer supplied parts is not allowed. Period. So then the next thing, your labor bill. How do you figure out what's a fair price to charge? Because you don't want to charge too much because then customers will quit coming, right? And if you charge too little, then you're not going to make hardly squat at the end of the week. And it's even worse if you have employees. You know, I've said from the get-go in any business is you want to keep your debt down as much as you can and your income up as high as you can, all right? Your budget or what you owe is here and what you're making is here. You can afford to make those payments. But you're going to have a building you have to pay for. You're going to have to pay, liability insurance and all these other types of insurance and phones, internet, the list goes on, right? And when you add payroll to the mix, it gets even more. So if you're just starting out, no, you cannot charge $120 an hour. Because what takes you an hour may take Jason 10 minutes to do. And it's not being fair to the customer. You should base what you charge per hour on what you know, how educated you are, and how good your mechanics are. If your mechanics or you're a one-man band and you're learning it as you go, then don't put it on the backs of your customers. There's a lot of things out there, especially with these manufacturers, that will tell you how long they figure it should take a decent mechanic to do a section of work. And if you're sitting there, 3 to 4 hours, like we talked about, where you didn't do a compression check, but you spent 3 hours working on the customer machine only to find out, hey, there's no compression. And that should have taken you 5 minutes in the beginning to figure it out. Now, those 3 hours are lost. You're going to eat it. You're going to eat it because it's not the customer's fault you didn't do a compression test. As a mechanic, you should know that, right? So as the more educated, the better you get, then yes, the more you should charge. And I'll tell you, I've got customers that think that the more you charge, the better you are at doing what you do, right? because they're paying for quality if you're paying big money. But we had a guy in here last year that was opening up a shop for UTVs, side-by-sides, ATVs, all that performance. And he was telling me how great he was, how great a mechanic he was, and all the tools that he had. And he convinced me to let him take a Massimo that was giving us headaches. I said, do you have tools to test to figure out what's going on? Yes. 2 weeks later, still no Massimo back. Called him up. Well, I've been changing parts on it. Whoa. What happened to the testing? Trying to diagnose what's going on. Aren't you educated on this? This guy had never heard of a compression tester. That should have been scary in itself. He had a whole thing of tools and a fancy shirt and fancy decals on the side of his truck. But you can't say you're something more than you are. Not in this business, because you will get called out. So in your learning stages, you're going to charge less per hour. And as you become better at diagnosing and getting things in and getting things out, yes, the more you can charge per hour. So at the end of the day, let's stop right here. Yes, you need to choose the right customers. And yes, you need to kick some of them to the curb because there'll be problems right along. 2, if you're going to do warranty work, what can I tell you? When I see warranty work, 95% or more, you cannot fix stupid, is the way I put it. You can't go for warranty if you're being honest with yourself, your customer, and the manufacturer. And then, charging for parts. You have to limit where those parts are coming from. You need to bring it in here. You do, not your customer. And then lastly, don't undersell yourself when it comes to charging a fair amount per hour, but don't overcharge on the backs of your customers. So on that note, I hope that helps a little bit for you guys that have been struggling as a one-man band of trying to make a profit at the end of the day. You need to streamline things. And your time is valuable, just as your customer's time. And I can tell you right now, if you're in a smaller area and you're not charging enough to make a profit at the end of the day, you're going to hurt your customer in the long run, because good chances are you won't be here next year, and now your customer's out on having a good shop that's going to take care of them. They will pay you more because they know you need to make a living. So on that note, you guys have a great day.